Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Guess what? It's Bish Therapist and your drama darling Bish wife. What's up? Hi, Melissa.
What's up? Hi, Amy, my bitch wife.
Hello,
are
my
you?
bitch therapist.
How are ya?
I'm so good. I love talking to my bitch therapist. I love it. I love it.
You know, Amy, I have to say that with Real Housewives of Rhode Island, I don't know if you're watching, but
Yes, I am.
I feel like Brian Rula's husband gives me Joe Gorga mixed with Louis vibes. And
wow.
Yes, I've been saying a lot of like, your bitch wife, your bitch, I've been doing all of that. It's made me so reminiscent.
Oh my God, that's so funny. It is reminiscent of Jersey, and I have been calling him more of Joe Giudice, actually.
Yes.
But I can see he's like just an amalgamation of all of the Jersey husbands, and that's why we're here. That's why we're loving it. Are you loving Rhode Island?
I am loving it. So initially, I was so behind because I've been dealing with stuff like with some family stuff, and it was like a lot of Bravo stuff on at one time, and I was like, I cannot keep up.
Right.
But I went on Lindsay and Brady's podcast, Recap Rodeo, and so I watched it, and as soon as I got to episode 3, I was hooked, honey.
Can you?
Hooked.
Yeah, that was a good, because they're right there. Rula is just like, you can bring me anything. Bring me the receipts. Bring me pictures, anything. Just bring me the truth. But what is this nonsense? It's the truth. That's what's being brought to you,
She calls the truth AI, and I was like, ma'am, you are in denial, ma'am. So yes, I posted a lot about that, but you've been on my mind because of that whole thing. And I love that we're on the same page about that, because Brian definitely gives Jersey husband vibes.
Jersey husband.
An amalgamation of all the crappiest
gorgeous
Jersey husband.
Gorgeous.
Right.
God, you look
Gorgeous. I actually just saw over the weekend that the news is out that something like there's an NDA with the mistress because he gave her a part of the company.
Yep. That's right.
Oh my God. Just when you think that's just an affair. It's now in the business.
It's like,
wow.
The gall of this man to be trying to deny something that's so obvious, and you gave this woman part of your business. Like, what betrayals to his wife? So listen, at some point we're going to have to talk Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I know we have bigger fish to fry today, but it is great. And you know what? The other thing is Joellen has entered my chats.
Oh, stop.
She's entered your Bish yes.
In a good way?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so here's
in a gorgeous way. In a gorgeous way. It's either a gorgeous way or a non-gorgeous way. So which one is it? Is it gorgeous or not gorgeous, Melissa?
Or is it a hua way? Are you a hua? Is it a hua way? I love how they say hua, like hua.
I love how they say wandered. Wanted?
Yeah.
He's wanted.
So funny.
Okay, wait. So what? You get a lot of Bravo celebrities in your DMs and in your just main feed. So like what? How is Joellen showing up?
Okay, so Joellen showed up, and it's like, I don't know how they find me so fast, but like I'll post something. So The Valley, I posted The Valley. Kristen Doty liked it. I posted another thing from The Valley. Janet liked it. Then I posted about Rula's husband being a absolute manipulative, abusive, terrible person, and she liked it.
She liked it. She's like, I mean, you're not wrong.
She's like, this bitch gets it. This bitch therapist gets it. But I'm like, what gives me like such bad stomach issues is like, well, just wait till she has an episode, and then I have to be like, well, that Joellen, and then she's not going to like me so much anymore. So, but yeah, there have been a lot of Bravo Labs up in my business recently, and it's been wild. Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. It's something that I always need to be re-regulated on, because I can't believe how many come to you. It's just so wild.
Yes.
Okay. So We are doing our regular monthly collab, the Darling Bish collab here today, and we're going to be talking about Beverly Hills. Before we get into that, we have two things to discuss. One, a personal update for me, and two, Melissa's going to talk a little bit about Southern hospitality, and I'm here for that journey. So first of all, I had jury duty. I was summoned to go in. I went in on Friday. And I had a really great experience. I know that people are like, oh my God, jury duty. Oh, that's awful. Yes, it's awful because it interrupts the regular flow of your life. No one has time to do jury duty. No one does. And you don't have the money and the resources to stop your job for however long the commitment is. But I've always wanted to serve because I find that world fascinating. Obviously, I think we all do on some level, but when it comes down to it, it's just really inconvenient. And as of right now, they had to postpone the full jury selection until Monday morning. So I don't actually know if I'm going to be on the jury or not. I was there all day. And there's a lot of people, a lot of interviewing process, and we shall see. So Monday I go back, I will find out. If I do get selected, I stay there and start the whole jury commitment, whatever you call it, I don't know, for the rest of however long it will be. So I will absolutely give you guys an update on that. Not to panic, because from what I understand, the hours are 8:30 to 3:30. And this is downtown. So this is the Superior Court of Los Angeles. This is not, San Fernando Valley. I know I live in Santa Clarita.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Santa Clarita.
I know you guys know how far away I am from everything.
Amy, wait, can I just tell you, when they acted like going to Santa Clarita was like traveling the Oregon Trail, I thought of you immediately, and I was like, how dare they?
I know.
How dare they treat Amy's home of Santa Clarita
my town,
like it is so far away? That is
this
rude.
Town is the farthest town. I'm going to do a whole parody of the Frank Sinatra song. Look, I am from Michigan. I am not from Santa Clarita. I won't take it that personally. However, their points were valid. I had all the same questions they did. And before I became like a suburban gal up here working from home, WFH, and I was a hipster like them living in the heart of Los Angeles, I would say the hippest part, and for upwards of 13 years before I headed over here. I, like them, did not know about it. So their questions were valid. Their concerns were absolutely valid. And it's true, it can take a very long time to get up here. That being said, I live up here, and they wanted to throw a wide net for people all over to be a part of this jury. That is why I, was selected. Now, that being said, hours are 8:30 to 3:30, though it will take me probably upwards of an hour, possibly more, to get home. I will be doing, if I get selected, I will be doing Drama After Dark for the month of May. I will be lessening my recaps. It will be 3 a week. It won't be 5. So I will be doing that, and I will be able to keep up with the shows. So it will be a little bit nuts, but I'm happy to do it. So don't anybody panic. That's all I have to say about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amy, can I just say, number one, I admire you so much, because I think that while jury duty is, I don't know that anyone looks forward to that. I think part of being a good citizen is doing your role. And quite frankly, you are someone we would want on a jury, right?
Thank you.
We've seen what juries can be. And my goodness, sometimes they are lacking in common sense and some other things. And so
have you seen what they wear? I mean, please. I'm kidding.
So not only will you be bringing fashion,
jury
you'll
chic.
be bringing your brain, right? I mean, just I'm proud of you for not being someone who's let me engage in this process, and not because we're all busy. We all have things, and I just think it's cool for you to really take that seriously. And I cannot wait. I am seated, waiting to see what happens.
You are seated like a juror. You're
That's right.
Okay. Well, in other news, and this is very exciting. As you all know, Bish Therapist, has all of the angles on the shows that we watch here on Bravo and beyond. And one of the shows that she partakes in, which I do not, is Southern Hospitality. And I know you guys have told me all about it. I will get on board. In fact, I'll get on board this summer. I won't be able to do it before the end of this season. So, Melissa, it looks like things are fire right now. Can you give me an update and what's going on with your opinion of what's happening?
Okay, so this is what is so crazy, Amy, is that a couple weeks ago I did a poll about, because Southern Hospitality and The Valley are on the same night, and I have trouble covering two shows on the same night. My chronically ill, foggy brain just cannot do it. However, I've been watching Southern Hospitality, and there is such a major storyline going on over there that I decided to post about it. And here's just to help other people and content creators understand that the algorithm makes no sense. This post about this show that I don't even cover is the biggest post that I've ever done, ever.
What?
Since I've been, literally. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you don't even, oh my gosh. You don't recap it.
No, I don't recap it.
But you've been watching it?
I've been watching it because okay, so I'll explain to you all what's going on. And then Leva Bonaparte has entered my comments like a lot. And this has been all over the internet. Thank you.
That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Okay.
Gorgeous. So here is what's been going on Southern Hospitality. There is a man, his name is Bradley Carter, and then there's a woman named Emmy. I don't even care about her last name. I forget what it is, and to be honest, she's problematic. And so my post was about how Emmy essentially has been, initially it was microaggressions. So Bradley Carter is a black man and Emmy is a white woman, okay?
Okay, got it.
And they all work at the, oh God, what is the name of it?
Republic?
Leva's, I think that's
Republic.
what it is. Yeah. And so it's kind of like Vanderpump Rules, but Leva's the boss and it's in Charleston and that whole thing. Okay. So Emmy initially with Brad she was talking about him in a hotel room. They were in New York City for something. She was talking loudly. He overheard her. He texted her that he was not happy. And she basically was saying, this man stalked me. He threatened me. He harassed me. And then when she didn't get enough attention from that, she started amping things up, saying I was naked behind the door. So it was this the huge thing. But what happened is Southern Hospitality is a pretty diverse group. There's different races, different sexual orientations, and people are more aware, let's say, of racial issues. Like, this is no Southern Charm. Southern Charm is like completely unaware of racial dynamics. Southern Hospitality, they're telling Emmy, this is a real problem.
Okay.
And Emmy is saying, no, it's not. He's wrong. I'm upset. Just like, whatever. Okay. So what happened in the last episode is that Emmy just kept doubling down. And then instead of, she was like, being accused of microaggressions, but then it crossed the bridge into full-blown racism.
On the show?
And on the show.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
On the show, racism trying to say that Bradley is dangerous. He's aggressive. He has stalked her. He's harassed her. And he has done nothing of the sort. Okay.
Wow.
So I posted about how, talking about in the South with Emmett Till, who I don't know if you know the story of Emmett Till. In 1955 in Mississippi, this was a 14-year-old child, a black child, who was heinously murdered in ways that I can't even completely express for allegedly flirting with a white female grocery owner. And that likely never happened. And so the point of this is that when white women make things up about Black men, historically, there have been dire consequences.
Yes.
Now, so the main thing that happened last episode, and I'm sorry I forgot this part, is that we find through text messages that Emmy called hotel staff and tried to get legal intervention against Bradley. This is the part that tipped over into full-blown racism, where she's trying to contact hotel staff saying that he's dangerous. We need to call the police, all these other things. And if they were not in New York and in Charleston, that could have had very different repercussions for Bradley. Okay?
Wow.
So I post about what a microaggression is. What is racism? What is microaggression? What does this mean? I post about Emmett Till and what white women say about Black men matters, like just this whole thing. And it blew up on social media, absolutely blew up. And now I was angry at Emmy because I said it should be a felony to bring this person back. Her behavior's been so racist that you remember on Below Deck when there was allegations of racism and they just edited the person out. I forget who it was.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I don't remember his name. And I think that he was like a one stew season person. Yeah.
Right. So people, because Leva is a person of color and she's married to a Black man and she's raising a son of color, people were angry at Leva about how is this person not fired? How has she not been edited out? Because while I understand you haven't watched, the behavior is so egregious to watch. Like when you do eventually go back and watch, you'll be like, oh, wow, this is insane that this was allowed to be on TV. It's so dangerous. And everyone is telling her, Emmy, you're wrong. Emmy, this is important. You need, like her friends, people of color are saying you have to listen, and she just won't listen.
Really?
So,
wow.
Yep. I posted about this. It was my biggest post ever, which I was like, this is so rude and offensive. I spend hours doing these interpretations, and I did this post in like 10 minutes, and everyone is obsessed with it. But then Leva, not only did she start following me, but she came into my comments to respond for hours. This happened.
Wow.
To the point where, so I don't know do you want me to read some of what she said?
I would love to hear Leva's feedback on this. Yes, absolutely.
There's a lot, so I'll kind of narrow it down to a couple of the most important things she said. And I also did a post about what she said, because when she responded in my comments, I thought, let me do another separate post about this. And I screenshotted her comments, and she liked that. She appreciated it. Okay. So it starts off with her talking in third person. And Amy, this is something that I'm like, is this really Leva, or is this her social media person? Because she goes from talking in the third person to, you'll see. Okay. So Leva says, unfortunately, Leva was kept in the dark. I'm watching this. And there's a lot of typos. I'm watching this in real time like you all are. Despite what you all think, I don't see raw footage, and I don't have creative control on this show. I don't control NBC. I heard of the original microaggression, and I was told it was rectified and the apology was sincerely accepted. So what happened with this was, before I go on with what she said, is that Brad, they all had a meeting where he said, this was the microaggression. You're saying I'm an aggressive man. That has different implications for Black men. Okay. So the whole group kind of intervened on her. And what Emmy did was she said, I understand. She apologized. And then she went outside, said she's not sorry, said she's scared of Brad, and said she's basically like afraid of being canceled. So this is the apology that we're talking about. So she apologized and then was like, no, I'm not sorry. I'm just sorry that people are mad at me. So
what in the world? May I ask? She's accusing him of harassing, stalking, all this stuff. Do you know over what? And what is it that she's actually saying that he did? You can get to that later, but I just want to, so you know what she's saying that he did? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially what I'll give a little snippet. So what I'm saying is what she he, in this hotel room, she was like yelling about Bradley. She was like, he is dead to me. Like, fuck this guy, just like raging about him. And I guess he was walking past her room and she was yelling so loud he heard it. And he did send her a text that said, "You're dead to me too, bitch." Because he heard him.
Okay. So they were dating? They were together?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh,
not together.
okay.
Just friends.
Okay.
Nope. And by the way, Emmy's fiance was supposedly in the room with her. So keep this in mind. She's saying she's afraid of Bradley, who just basically heard her yelling about him, texted back.
Yelling so loud that someone could hear her outside of a hotel door. Like,
yes.
That's insane. Okay.
And all he did, and her fiance was there, by the way, and all he did was said, "You're dead to me too, bitch." And that's what this is all about.
Just that.
And then just that. So when Leva talks about this apology, that's why it's really important to note there was so she thought there was an apology given and that it was accepted. Okay.
That Emmy apologized?
Yes.
Okay.
But she didn't really, like, she apologized and then she's like, well, I just said that so people would leave me alone.
Right.
Brad is still
so
a
that
stalker
I won't
and a
get
psycho
canceled.
and a hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. Okay. So then Leva continued, what this shit show is that we are all watching is completely left field for me and my husband and my staff. She said, Brad doesn't work for us anymore, which is like, why does Bradley no longer work there? But okay. Doesn't work for us anymore. He throws events and will continue to do so. Emmy is off the schedule. Let's see, what else did she say? Okay. So then she said, I'm not, because people kept responding to her in my comments and then she kept responding to them. And she said, I'm not ignoring it, simply trying to understand the expectations. Do we double down on the obvious? I shown character for years on TV. I don't know what that means. I can't say that for most people on Bravo. I think she's saying that she has shown her character over the years on TV and she can't say the same for other people.
Oh, right.
She's saying, I won't double down on Emmy either, who is now being threatened left and right. You all don't understand how scary the internet can be when they know where to find you. This is not any other show where people go to their discrete homes. We go to work in public. And then she ended with, and yet also not one blogger, which I hate that phrase. I'm not a freaking blogger. And yet also not one blogger or person put Lisa Vanderpump under fire for this. Notice this pattern as well.
And why would Lisa Vanderpump have? Meaning what happened in her on Vanderpump Rules? Is that what?
I think Leva's trying to compare herself to another white woman in her position, saying that like LVP didn't get the flack that Leva's getting for her employees' bad behavior, right? Mm-hmm. When like Scandival happened and all of these things happened, what she's saying is, I didn't see Lisa getting that flack.
Yeah. So Leva's getting a lot of like hate and stuff? That's what she's saying?
Yes. And
oh, wow.
Yes. And what's frustrating is in my comments, which my community of people, they are thoughtful, loving, beautiful humans that just like have great discourse. But this post has gotten so viral that now there's just people in my comments just like tagging her and being like, well, Leva, what about this? And they're just like arguing with her, but she's arguing with them back.
Right. Wow. The fact that they're coming after Leva as if she has something to do with this is insane.
Well, and so it's like, I understand what people are saying. It's like, she as a woman of color and, you know, all of these other things, like she clearly is going to have issues with this. But I think that my interpretation is that Leva has like 1 foot in being a business owner, but like also 1 foot in being a Bravo celebrity. And I imagine that's an odd set of scenarios to manage. Like Leva doesn't support, for example, do we remember when Catherine sent like a racist like monkey emoji?
Yeah.
And Leva had a lot to say about that. I think people are like, well, where are you where are you on this? Why are you not shouting it from the rooftops? Is this because you're the boss? Or do you know what I mean?
See.
It's so complex and layered.
Wow.
I know. It's hard to explain, and I don't want to spend the whole pod doing it. But
you're doing a great job explaining, especially because I don't watch the show, and I am following this, and I see the weight of this, and that is no wonder she's fighting so hard. I understand that, and also at the same time, am I right to say she's also trying to say, even though Emmy was completely wrong, please don't send death threats. Is that what she's trying to say as well?
Yes.
And she's off the schedule and we're not dealing with her.
Correct. That's what she's trying to tell us. And so what I reposted was, because the fact is that Leva is right in that people like Amanda, for example, her mental health does matter. Sierra's matters, Kyle's matters. Everyone's mental health matters. And when people get angry at someone, they, I think, disregard that. They don't forget it, they disregard it. And so my point when I reposted this was Leva has points, I believe, and we can't be threatening anyone. You can be upset with Emmy, that's fine. But to threaten someone, then you're a human troll, and you just have to not do that.
Right.
So I posted about, here's what Leva had to say, because it's like, how am I giving Leva a platform? Doesn't she have a bigger one than me? But nevertheless, here we are, Amy.
I mean, isn't that, well, I think what's important is that you've opened up an important discussion, and you have very good points that aren't on any other page necessarily. So it's a launching place. It's a launching point for a discussion to be had. And I think that's what's, you fostered that environment, which is, as you said in the past, when, with your regular posting and stuff like that, it's such an amazing place for discourse and for compelling arguments and points of view and experiences. And then, of course, when you open the floodgates to something that's it's just a hot pot, and then you get someone who's in the middle of all of it, like Leva, I think it says a lot that she feels that your space is a good place to speak to this, because you are getting people who want to have a conversation about it. It's not just on her page where they're going to say hateful things and then leave. It's a space where you can actually have something to say, and people might take it in and be able to speak on it and respond. What's discouraging is, and it makes me really sad, that she's got such a burden in all of this.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because women of color, they have enough burden. They don't need all the, I can't speak for them because I'm not a woman of color, but I'm saying as an ally and an advocate, it's like, I want to use my voice to support and really be an ally, not just performatively. And so I appreciate that people are appreciating that. And I appreciate that Leva feels like my page is different in that it really is a safe space, and there is discourse. It's not just people being like, cancel her or screw her or rude or whatever. There are people who have real intelligent, smart things to say and ideas. Sometimes I pinch myself. I feel like I'm so grateful and lucky to have all this that I have. And I do feel grateful that she came into that space to have those discussions. And then she started following me, and I was like, oh God.
I think it's great.
Wild.
I think it's so great. And I love that it's a nice place. It's a nice place. You make it nice. You're bitch therapist.
I make it nice. That's right.
No, it's good. It's good to be able to become that she wants to be part of the conversation with you and with others that follow. And it is such an important thing to talk about mental health within this space. It's like we can't talk about it enough, which is why, we're here. So at what point in the season is it? Are we close to being wrapped with Southern Hospitality?
Yeah, so they filmed the reunion already, which means that we're probably, I don't know, 2-3 episodes away, I would think.
Did they film the reunion while this whole thing has already taken place?
Yep.
Okay,
and
good. That's good.
Bradley has a lot to say about it. So the text that I was mentioning, people basically like there are no greater detectives than Bravo sleuths. Bravo sleuths can solve any unsolved mystery. I promise
they solved who leaked the footage.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You want something solved? Give the Epstein files. We need the Bravo people on this. We'll have that in no time. That'll be whatever. So what happened was on TV, there were screenshots shown and people went and made them bigger and then transcribed them. Gotta love the community. And so going into the reunion, apparently Bradley didn't see those text messages where we find out that she actually tried to get police involved potentially, or tried to get hotel staff involved and threatened. She said that she could sue Bradley. All of that he didn't see.
Who did she send those texts to?
Her coworker, who is one of the few Latino men, by the way, on Bravo. His name is Michaels. She sent those texts to him, and Bradley, what I saw online is that he said, I didn't see those texts, and so I'm glad that I lit her ass up at the reunion because she deserved it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah. So that's what he did. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
And honestly, I may end up ditching covering the Valley and cover Southern hospitality, because for me this is so much more important.
Did Michaels leak the texts, or who leaked those texts? Obviously Emmy didn't, but
he in a confessional, he had his phone out and he just lifted it up and then the camera caught it.
Oh, no.
He didn't leak it on her. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Hot stuff. Okay. I just really sat right up. All right. Let's go.
But then guess what? Guess who also came to like my post? Michaels. So all these people are up in my post.
Yeah.
And listen, for me, the Valley is both dark and boring. And I don't know how it can be both.
How dare you? I don't know what you say, mate. I just was all dressed up for my 90s party and I got through them and I went down to your destiny. Okay?
I don't know what I just said.
Such a good Britney. It's crazy.
Oh, my God. No, I know. Yeah. The Valley is like, you know?
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Wah, wah. It's
what are you
going to
do? It's bad.
But yeah, anyway, so that's the long and the short of it. And
that's the Leva and the short of it.
Bump.
Well, I'm really happy to be filled in. This is what I needed. So yeah, you should keep covering this. Yeah. Okay, good. Well,
now I have to. It's like my biggest engagement. And I'm like, how dare I? I've worked so hard for years and this is my biggest engagement.
No, you know what? I think it's really great. And that's what all the hard work is for. It's usually like the stuff that feels not like a throwaway, because your work is never anyone's creative work is never like a throwaway, but it's the stuff where it doesn't take that much effort, you know, that's when you know you're in the right spot. That's all. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, you're doing gorgeous work.
Gorgeous. You look gorgeous. Oh my God, you look gorgeous.
So why don't we talk about the Beverly Hills reunion part 2? Okay. So now, Badu, that's what it felt like.
I literally was just going to say that.
Meanwhile, Kyle's like, actually, instead of like, it's more like, was that not like the entire, this is how we know Kyle is not at the end of her. She is like still in the middle of this journey. We don't have ever like now more than ever, this reunion, she's getting there. I think she is very not ready to say much still, and that's okay.
Clearly.
But I think that like, you know, there were rumors of people saying like, this is Kyle's like last season, or she's going to take a break. She's going to take a break. Well, you know how last, you know how last reunion we understood like she's the longest running housewife of all time. huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Huge.
I mean, absolutely. She's a pop culture icon.
Yeah.
Whether you love Kyle or not, she is absolutely a pop culture icon. And for that, she deserves
and
her
for that,
flowers.
I'm in. I'd like to invest. But I honestly could see, you said no, she's not going to take a break. I could actually see her taking a break or even quitting the show, to be honest with you. And in that time, the second she's off the show, her divorce is final. She finally gets that all settled up and does that completely off camera. So that's hidden. And then she gets back together with Morgan. She moves down to Nashville, or at least she's there part-time, back and forth.
Right.
And, she's spending time in Aspen, Vale, wherever. So, I don't know. But here, I have a Bish therapist question. When somebody says, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but like when someone's like, no, I don't have feelings for that person. No, we would still be together if he was a ski instructor. Oh, by the way, it would probably be worse if he was a ski instructor, to be honest with you.
Oh, please. Yeah, honey. Mm-hmm.
So, all right. What do you see as a therapist when someone answers a question with, no. What does that mean?
Yeah, they're buying time to think. They're buying time to think about. Now, listen, some people process differently than others. Okay. So some people who do that, it's a function of processing. I do not think that's the issue for Kyle.
Okay.
I think for Kyle, it's an issue of trying to choose her words very carefully, trying to be strategic, trying to parse out her words to create a facade that is different from what she's really living. Because truly, one of the things that I saw, Amy, I don't know if you saw this, is that someone had posted a TikTok or something on social media. It was like a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fan that was in Nashville, and she saw Kyle and Morgan Wade
at
together.
Lunch. Yeah.
At lunch, right? And this was just like a couple
months ago,
like maybe 2 months ago or something like that.
Right.
So clearly, basically what I heard from Kyle, what I read between the lines, because when, I can kind of see past like the BS, what I think I'm hearing from her is like, that part of her life with Morgan, she's never going to be public with it. She doesn't feel like that's something that she needs to do, and fans need to calm down and let her have privacy. And for better or for worse, she claims that she is not heartbroken and that she is single. I personally doubt that. I mean, she owns a home in Nashville, which she also slipped up and mentioned this season, right?
Right.
She said, I have a home in Nashville. And then someone asked her like, well, why do you have a home there? And Kyle just looked at them and they were like, oh, it was like this conversation that was so telling.
Right.
And so I think that Kyle is figuring out, I don't think she wants to get back with Mauricio. I think she does have grief about how did things get here? And if we could have lived a different life, perhaps this could have been different. But that's not true, because unfortunately, what she confirmed in this reunion is what that psychic said back on season 1 or 2, Alison Dubois, is that Mo never was going to emotionally fulfill her. And that's part of why there is this huge disconnect. It's not the fame. It's not the money. It's not the TV. It's not, I mean, I'm sure that didn't help. But it's the fact that he is who he is and he will never emotionally fulfill her.
He is disconnected. Right. I mean, he does look so disconnected all the time. And it is heartbreaking to see. Yeah. I want better for Kyle. We know what she wants. She wanted to go the distance. She wanted to go the distance. And who's to blame her for wanting that, And especially now with her first child getting married. And they thought that they were going to be there together as married well, they are married, but not like separated like this. And, it's it is. We see her grieving this process this entire time over the course of many, many seasons, which is why, when Dorit said, "Are you waiting for him? Are you waiting for him to come back?" And she's like, fuck you, Dorit, for saying that. Fuck you. Fuck you. You know the answer to that, fucking bitch. Fuck. No, I think I'm good. Like, I'm not. But I think that even her kind of wavering a little bit says that maybe she has been waiting. And at the end of the day, maybe she's holding out like a little bit of hope. And I understand that completely. I get it.
Here's the thing. I would get that too, but my perspective is different. I don't think she wants that. I think now that she understands what it is to have love and emotional connection and hopefully the best sex of her life with Morgan, I hope. Mazel, please. I don't think she wants Mo. I think sometimes I notice this, clinically speaking, is that when we have a picture of what our life is supposed to be, sometimes our commitment to that can create such problems for us. Like, for example.
Oh God, yes. I mean, I'm guilty in the past. It's so hard to break that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like for me, I thought by now I'd own a private practice. I thought I was going to be a therapist forever, own a private practice. And now look at what I'm doing. And I'm chronically, and I'm just trying to like.
Well, what you're doing is even better than that.
Well, that's sweet.
I mean, I think so, but
I think the point, but to your point, is what I'm doing now is amazing. And if I hadn't been able to change that script in my brain, I would be really maybe not able to reach my full potential or clinging to something that no longer serves me, just using this as an example. So I think part of what Kyle's saying is that she wants her family unit intact, but she doesn't really want to be with Mo. I think she's just afraid about, like she said, well, if we divorce, things will be different. We won't stay together at the Aspen house. We won't be doing this.
I mean, when she talks about
Morgan,
like I remember her, she's saying, we wake up in the morning, we have coffee, we do this and we do that. What's amazing to me is that she's able to do that. And she actually takes joy in that, in his presence and being around him. Whereas with me, there's no way. I would be seething with anger. Either I would have begun moving on and healing apart from this person and not being able to be around them. So she is such an enigma to me. I don't know how she actually does it, how she's even around him.
But I think the answer is because she's not in love with him. That's
really?
What I think the answer is. Yes. I don't think she's in love with him.
Okay.
I don't think she wants what they had, but I think she still wants this family unit and she wants love.
That makes sense.
I think if she was still in love with him, this would be, and listen, I don't know. I have no idea. I can't speak for her. That's just my assessment of the situation, where if she did have stronger feelings, it may be more adversarial or more problematic. I think she just wants him back as her best friend.
Wow, that's amazing.
Less husband, more best friend, and saying like, how can we continue to be best friends and have this cohesive family unit without completely shattering that?
Yes,
that's what I think she's worried about.
And she's afraid of him like really going off and just her not having any real strong tie to him. Why do you think that this divorce is taking so long? Because they did discuss this on the show. Bose made such a great point, and it really looked like Kyle was taking that in. And I know that she's a good actress, and I know that we see a lot of her amazing acting on this show. But like, Bose made the point that if you guys are actually in somewhat of a good place, why not take advantage of that? Bird in the hand, better than two in the bush. Why don't you pull the trigger, separate your assets and move your asses away and like get it done? And she was like, So why haven't they gotten divorced? Is this because it's a financial thing and there's financial stuff that we don't know about that they're working on behind the scenes?
My honest take is it's two things: anxiety and control. And anxiety and control also are BFFs, and they go hand in hand together, to be honest. But here's why I believe this.
Anxiety and control are BFFs. Wow.
Oh yes, because when we have anxiety about something, it's like you're always trying to maintain control.
God, that makes so much sense. God, you must be a really good therapist. I mean, not that I didn't know that, obviously, but that just blew my mind. I never heard it explained like that. That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
My self-awareness is great, but it also ruins my life.
Right. Why? Because you can't get away with anything and you're constantly like...
Oh, no. Yeah, even with myself. I'm like, I don't get away with shit, even with myself. Because it's like, Melissa, you're being really just rude or whatever. You got to do this. It's like, God damn it. Okay, I know. Can't I just have a tantrum? No, we can't. We have to be too mature. Yeah. Sometimes I just want to wild out. But
wild out. So this is the place. Come on now. All right, go on.
I think that Kathy and Kim and Kyle were raised in an environment where there was a lot of anxiety and a lot of avoidance. And also avoidance and anxiety go hand in hand. And so what I see from Kyle is avoidance due to the anxiety of the unknown and her wanting to maintain control over the family dynamic as she knows it. But what she doesn't realize is the reason why it's hard is because she can't do that. You cannot keep this family dynamic together without Mauricio's help. So she's trying to do things that aren't hers to do. She's trying to do things that she, quite frankly, she can't do. And this is the process that will make us anxious, overwhelmed, and just like feeling unable, and also some of the like some of it may be an anxious level of like, I'm anxious and avoiding this, so I don't actually know how I feel about it. I think sometimes that's part of it too. She's like, I don't know. When Bose is asking those questions and facing her with that, I don't know that she has a lot of people in her life who are helping her look at like, this is how I describe it. As humans, sometimes we like to lay in our pile of garbage because it's comfortable, it's warm, it smells the way that we're used to it smelling. And then someone hands us their hand, we get out of it and we look at it and we think, how did I lay there for so long? And that's kind of anxious avoidance. That's sort of the way that I describe it. Because she doesn't realize that she could have an amazing life on the other side of this if she just lets go of what doesn't serve her anymore.
Wow. That's just, preach. And we want that. We want that for her so badly. We all want to say like, jump off, jump out, and just like live your life. She does seem like a very controlling person, and it's just, it's veiled in such a fun gal. That's the thing. So like,
that's right.
You know what I mean? So that makes it even harder probably for her to even see it and for us to even recognize it, because she's just trying to do like all the things, and there's no red flags when you're watching it necessarily. Like, over the course of how many years, obviously we all have our opinions, but that really does make sense. Now, the friends that she does have, like outside of reality TV, I do feel like, and let's also remember that she lost her best friend,
Oh, right.
That's huge.
Right.
So that has got to have her. We don't talk about that, and I think that's something that just didn't go away. So,
for sure. And to your point, Amy, is grief begets grief, meaning, so the grief of losing her best friend, Lorraine, now that she's losing Mo, who was also her best friend, I guarantee, even if she cannot put words to it, this grief is compounding on that grief and is making the process even harder to resolve or move through in ways that are healthy for her. I think she's a little stuck, in my opinion.
And, compartmentalization, I would love for you to even, I know we need to move off of Kyle, but I see somebody who's compartmentalizing. So it's like she's trying to do all the things, go to Nashville, have this, whatever the relationship is, but that fulfills her on some level, even if they're not together and they're just in each other's lives, whatever that is. And I don't really even care to know. Whatever her answer is, it doesn't even matter. What matters is that this person is really important to her, and she needs to have this person in her life. So there she goes and she is able to celebrate and feel comfortable and happy and joy there, but then comes back to a totally different state and a totally different set of circumstances, and then has to like juggle all of this, then goes over here and experience. So it's like, when will these two worlds start to level out and merge into where she can get to be a stabilized person post divorce?
Right, because to your point, having those two different worlds is going to create some serious psychological issues for her. We can't live two separate lives. That's not sustainable. And I think, to kind of, I know we want to wrap Kyle up here, but I think what she misunderstands too is that fans don't necessarily want all the details about her and Morgan. It's not sensational. It's more of like, we want you to be happy.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
You to find who you are and be emotionally fulfilled and have these amazing things. That's what we want to see from you. We don't want to see these two separate lives, one on screen, one off screen. That feels disingenuous.
Yeah.
That feels icky.
And you know what? I think she tried to integrate Morgan into this, and then it backfired. So honestly, in her defense, even though she was saying she was doing all the things except for saying it, she was trying to integrate in her way, and then it just got sucked away for whatever reason. For what, Morgan didn't want to be on it, and she's denying it. And, Andy's asking her, she's saying no, or not even answering the question and just saying, well, I didn't choose a TV show over this person, if that's what you're saying. And like, the bottom line is I'm here. She's giving these half answers. And really at the end of the day, I think that she's like, let's talk about the past and how much I've shared. And let's just leave it there and let's move on. And meanwhile, she's also bringing that up with Dorit, and we can talk about Dorit now, which is that like Dorit is saying, stop bringing up the past. And she's like, but like, there is the past. I think the past and where we've been is so important to Kyle, more than it is to some of the people there in that room. They're living in the present, whereas I know she's kind of living in the present, but she is saying like, this is what I've given to this show in the past. Let's look at that. This is Dorit. This is what I've done for you in life on the show. Let's look at that. I mean, it is important to look at the past, but I think what Dorit is trying to say is, you didn't come to my picture reveal, and that's what's happening now. But on the flip side, and we'll ping pong this back and forth, but I can't get behind Dorit. And I also have problems with Kyle, with regard to their relationship. And at the end of the day, I honestly do not think that Kyle likes Dorit. Stop. Period. Stop. And I think that she's done and was done a long time ago, and it's just annoying. And that's kind of like where I land. How about you?
Amy, I completely agree with that. I think they're just not that into each other. I think that Mo and PK were real friends, and Dorit and Kyle had a friendship of convenience.
And work.
Right. Coworkers and convenience. But I agree that right now they're just not that into each other. But to your point, I think you made a really important point, which is, Kyle is a little stuck in the past, and that reiterates what I was saying, is that when we're laying in our own pile of garbage and we have our feet in two worlds, we can be stuck in the past, and that doesn't let us be in the present moment. So I think that is part of Kyle's issue, but Dorit is just being an asshole. I'm going to be honest.
Full asshole, like full 120. Just stop being an asshole. For 1 second, like this entire season into the reunion, full blown assholeness. Like, stop.
Yeah, it's like, I understand, like, at first I was supporting Dorit because it's like, what I feel happens is when people free themselves of things that don't serve them, they use their voice very loudly, and it's like, it's almost overcorrecting, right? And we know Dorit already likes to talk a lot, so her using that voice even more, my
and
God,
it's louder. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like,
right.
Part of me is like, kind of, I am into it at times. I'm like, yes, Dorit, go Dorit. You found that voice. Let's go. I do appreciate that about her sometimes.
Figure out when to use it.
That's the thing. It's like, that bell, that really annoying bell on Selling Sunset, it's so loud. It's like the biggest cowbell you've ever seen in your life. Ring the bell when you sell a property or you close, whatever. And they're also like, oh my gosh, ringing the bell, like a clunkety clunk clunk. And it's so faint, but it's still really loud because it's such a huge bell. She is ringing that bell. She was like clinkety clink, and now it's like bam, 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 and she doesn't stop. She is burdened. Yeah. She is burdened with that bell.
She's burdened with her own self. She's burdening herself.
Yeah, and she is burdening herself.
That's what Kyle's trying to say. But because Kyle's going about it in ways that are counterproductive, and because they don't have a real kinship. If they had a real kinship, Dorit would hear her. But I think Kyle has points and Dorit has points, but Dorit is using her voice too much, too loud. She's talking over people. She is not listening. And what I did not like is at the end, because for me, this has been Erika's best reunion that I've ever seen. Ever.
Yeah, she showed up. She showed up and was like,
I'm ready to talk about what happened 4 seasons ago.
Right.
I'm ready to be transparent and vulnerable. What happened 800 years ago.
Literally. And it's like, okay, well, better late than never. And thank you for joining the show. Thank you. Right?
Right.
This is all we've ever wanted from you. But I think that like when Erika is saying, Erika doesn't love easily or often, but she did love Dorit. And when Dorit's saying, you used me for a storyline, and Erika lost her mind. And then like Andy's like, well, Dorit, do you want to apologize? And she's like, for what, Andy? And it's like, for what? What do you mean? So that's the problem. It's like Dorit is doing too much. Kyle is doing too much. Erika's the only one in this who I think is keeping it calm, cool, and collected and trying to have Dorit hear her, but Dorit isn't capable of hearing anyone or anything. And it's just like, it's enough already. She needs to understand that she does not have the most important voice in that room, that other people deserve to talk, and she needs to cool it. She needs to cool it.
She needs to cool it. Yeah, because at this point, it's a wrap on Dorit and Kyle. And that's, part and partial to Dorit not having any chill. Okay. And I'm like, look, you can be going through a tough time in your life, like the hardest time, and you can have moments of chill, not one glimpse of chill, to be able to hear anybody. And then like they got off, I think I said this last week, but they really got off on the wrong foot when Kyle did not understand. Like Kyle didn't get it when Dorit did have that first breakdown at the beginning of the season where she was freaking out about her kids and PK and stuff like that. And Kyle was like, well, I mean, PK, maybe like he's like the greatest, maybe he's like the greatest husband. I mean, I'm kidding. But she just didn't, her timing was so off. And the things that she said were not the best things to say for that moment. And I understood at times what she was trying to get at, but like she was phoning in any kind of empathy, and that just really screwed things up. And then we could not bounce back from there. And Dorit just like took it and ran. Yeah.
Dorit right now, she's just burning all the bridges where she's like, if you don't hear me the first time, fuck you.
Yeah.
And but that's not healthy, right? That's not healthy at all, because people are human and humans make mistakes, and all we can do is own that. Like, to repair relationships, you have to have 3 concepts. You have to have awareness, to understand your role, you have to acknowledge it, and then you have to talk about, what am I going to do different next time? Those are really kind of the 3 major components for repairing a relational rupture. And neither of them are capable of any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you never saw either one of them really like take a second and be like, okay, hold on a second. Dorit, I honestly do love you. And I'm really sorry. I know I may have said things. Is there any way we can possibly, please, I'm like begging you. You never saw that like humility and love.
You know who you saw that with? Who? Erika. That is why I think that Dorit she didn't make a mistake with Kyle, because I don't think that relationship is authentic, but she did make a mistake with Erika. Erika was like, Dorit, I love you. I know that I've done some things. I want you to hear, like, in my opinion, Erika did that. But Dorit was so blinded by her anger. Like,
Because she thought that she was like on a team with Kyle. She kept saying that, you know, like your issue with me, Erika, has nothing to do with me. It's because you want to team up with Kyle. Like that's what she was ultimately saying, which was so absurd.
It is absurd because it's like if you put down your sword long enough to hear your friend, Erika is trying to tell you you've wounded her gravely. She loves you, but now you're letting your anger for Kyle blind you and you're putting her and Erika together and now you're destroying that relationship too. Like Dorit has no idea how wrong she is. And, you know, that's a shame because you can't grow until you're able to say, okay, here's how I messed up and here's what I need to do different. She can't just continue to blame everybody else and burn bridges. That way lies madness.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, we do have to talk about Amanda before we wrap.
Yes.
If her package was bamboozled. Sorry, her package was steamrolled by the rest of the cast, which was pretty funny.
She was like, guys, it's my package. Pay attention. And we're like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, right.
Okay. Like, okay. But also her being like, at one point, I saw that back. And I was like, I don't have any regrets about it. In fact, I felt even better about what I said. I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, God.
What I have to say is that I really did hate, like when we picked up at the beginning with Erika and everybody really just slamming her business again and again and again. I'm just like, you guys, you really need to get over it. Like you're calling it a cult, and I have yet to see your proof. Not a one of you has come with a receipt, a timeline, or a screenshot to this reunion or throughout the season telling me why exactly this is a cult and how she's hurting people. So shut up. You know, it's really annoying. And it just seems like mean girly when they start going down that path. And I'm not here to say I agree with whatever it is that she's doing. It's not even about that. Quite frankly, I don't like having to sit here and be like, step off of Amanda. But It is, you know, because I sit here and I'm like, I eye roll all day. But like, seriously, you know, you guys are they're very shallow when it comes to this. Bose's point about her business, I did see what she was saying, and it did sound like a major miscommunication. Amanda thought, and she still doesn't get it, she thought that she heard, I'm losing money. I think what Bose was saying is, if she was in it for money, she would be losing money because that's not what it's about for her. And she just did not get it. And so now here we got to waste time. Bose is to explain to Amanda from A to Z, you know, basically put on a PowerPoint presentation as to, this is what's different about what I am doing. And Amanda's still like, she's not quite getting it. What are your thoughts where we landed with the Amanda package with Reunion 2?
Well, to be honest, I had a hard time watching it because I had tachycardia waiting to see if they would use my post, which they didn't, which was such
that's
a bummer.
Right. You were, but hold on. It's, we still have a whole nother episode.
3. So here's the thing. The post, and for people who don't know what I'm talking about, I was contacted by production from Beverly Hills that they had taken a screenshot of my post, created a post to have Andy use at the reunion as part of quote unquote the creative. I gave permission. I was like in episode 2, like on Amanda's package, literally flop sweating, full on tachycardia. Like I just could not focus. I'm being honest about that, but it's possible that they could use it in the 3rd episode, but it was about Amanda kind of weaponized, like 2 things being true, that the anniversary of her son's death was hard, and she also used it to get out of a hard conversation, like talking about the duality of 2 things can be true. So my feeling is that they would have used it when they were talking about that. Right. Yes. So they're probably not going to use it, which fine, they're lost because it was a great point. But anyway, I do think that Amanda, what I can appreciate, it's like, she was able to hear things and own things in a way that I did appreciate when people were like, you're wrong about this. And she's like, okay, yes, I need to apologize. That was pretty cool. But to your point, when you are all out here making me defend Amanda, we have problems.
Yeah,
Don't
that
make me defend
means
this
you're
woman.
doing something wrong.
Yes, you're doing something wrong because Amanda is. I think one of Bose's points, which is real, is that Amanda was like, I try to teach women how to think for themselves. And it's like, you don't. You get your friends and family and everyone you know to pay for your courses to teach them what you think about manifesting money and wanting to do it your way and having your own exercises. You're doing the opposite of teaching people to think for themselves. You are saying, Amanda is saying, I'm the product, right? I left my PhD program in psychology to do this, like, to be able to have this business where it's like more wishy-washy and less rules. And that's always a red flag to me. That's a huge red flag. She went and she got her master's degree. She got a license. And then she was in graduate school and she stopped doing that to do this business. So for me, huge red flags. She's definitely teaching people, be like me, because I manifested my life from being in a cult to now being a Malibu Barbie. And if you want to have my life, then I'm going to tell you how to do it. That's her product.
Okay.
And so I understand why people have problems with that, because what is that? That's like, I could easily right now be like, oh, well, you all think I'm fabulous. Well, sign up for this and we'll have an hour Zoom session and I'll teach you how to be just like me. I'd be rich overnight.
Well,
I mean, literally, people would sign up for that.
But
that's
okay,
not.
I have
that's
to.
ridiculous.
I have to push back because I guess I'm not really getting that, in the sense that when I look at all of the people out there that have businesses based on self-help, other people who are trying to lead by example, how is that? Are you saying that those are also in the same camp?
No. Well, first of all, I'm not like a lot of these people that you're talking about, like Mel Robbins. She's
Mel Robbins, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, she's terrible. Mel Robbins stole the let them theory. She stole it. I'm not kidding. If you don't know that,
no,
Google
I don't
this.
know that.
I'm not
Okay.
joking. Mel Robbins' let them theory is not hers. She stole it and she chopped it up into bite-sized bits, leaving out the most important part of the theory, which is let me. It's let them and then let me. And there's two parts of this theory.
Who came up with the
I could do a whole
theory?
other episode on this. Author Cassie Phillips.
Wow, my aunt. Damn it.
I follow her on Instagram. I tag her all the time when I see
Wow.
Mel Robbins stuff. Yeah.
Has there been, but has there been a lawsuit or no?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
I imagine probably not, because she's just like a regular gal and Mel Robbins has like 1 million high-powered people behind her.
Right.
So
Okay,
I
so
think,
anyway.
to your point, it's a very valid one. Leading by example is a beautiful thing, but leading by example and then giving somebody a product or something to work on or something to achieve is another important part of that. It's not just, in my opinion, right? It's not just look at me and all these amazing things I'm doing and I'm manifesting this and just do what I'm doing, right? To me, there's a difference between leading by example and that. But also, I may not be right. And this is certainly just my opinion. And so I completely see other pieces of that.
She's not necessarily leading by example. Her program is different in that, what? She's taking advantage of people because this is where I need somebody to close the loop for me.
Okay, let me try to close the loop from what I see. What I feel like Bose and everyone else is saying is that the product she's selling is herself saying, here's how you manifest money. There's no actual, and again, like Sutton said, she was going to be like a mole in the program to see what it actually was, because I think the problem is there's so much ambiguity around it that it is hard to fully understand.
Yeah, that's what's tough, because people are speaking out of turn because they don't actually know what it is.
Right. And Amanda's not being super clear about it either, because she's just like going on more facts and figures. People, 98% come back. And it's like, that's not right. So
yeah, I agree with that.
So at some point, we got to let this woman do what she's going to do, live her life, because Amanda deserves to be successful and good. I hope she is. My opinion is that she's selling the product that's her. She is saying, you want to be successful? I'm going to teach you. I'm going to coach you how to do the things that I did to manifest this. And I'm going to do it. There is one lane to do it. And it's through this. Whereas other things or approaches, like with psychology, for example, and it's apples and oranges, but it's like, okay, so to get to this goal, there's a million different ways to do it. You don't just have to do it the one way. But like, do you remember that scene where Amanda was trying to get the ladies to do her exercise and she was mad that they wouldn't do it her way? That's what I mean. If you're a business owner, if you're trying to teach people something, then you have to be resourceful and pivot. And it's not just one trick pony. This is what you do and this is all I know how to do, right? You have to assess someone, see what's going to work for them, and then do a treatment plan accordingly, so to speak. So I know it's a lot. It's very confusing. That's just my thought on it.
I think at the end of the day, people don't. I think at the end of the day, what it seems more like that people have a problem with just her than what she's actually doing in her business, to be honest, because it's like people just don't, she doesn't come across genuine. You don't really trust her. She seems pretty fake, and she doesn't speak out of passion. Like you said, she speaks out of facts and figures. And so that's why nothing about it is attractive. Whereas I'm compartmentalizing because I'm going, I don't see anything wrong with what she's doing, because it's just like any old Facebook page or Instagram account that I'm following that's just trying to tell me how they live life. So here's their advice. But I think what's the biggest problem is that people just aren't that into her. You know what I mean? So it's like, and there we have it.
That's a great way to, and there we have, and now we said it.
And now we said it. I'm sorry, but it, and then it becomes extremely unattractive, and then it seems like a scam, and maybe it is, but I need to know. It seems like a scam because she's so disingenuous. That's part of what I think. But I would love to see more about what it is so that we could actually be speaking from a platform of like understanding.
That's so fair. That's such a fair point. Yes.
But all right, is there anything else that we should discuss about the reunion before we move on?
I have.
And before we close out. Yeah.
Yes. So I had two short points that it really stood out to me is that number one, Jennifer Tilly, when they showed her talking about Sutton to Kyle, she said a couple of things that I was like, this woman is so amazing. So do you remember when she told Kyle she was upset with Sutton and she said those things to Kyle? We watched Jennifer Tilly sincerely own her shit, apologize, no buts, and just said, I love you. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. And what she said, which was so brave to me, she said, I had a horrible childhood and I have trigger points.
Yeah, that hit me. Oh my God. I did not expect that from her to say that.
Right. And it makes sense because people who usually have a lot of childhood trauma, they tend to be people who use a lot of humor. They tend to be people who are so kind and loving.
Oh, thank you. What?
Don't forget, Amy, I'm talking about me.
I know. I was just gonna say, we're looking at each other going,
we see each other, Amy.
Yes, we do.
And so I think for her to bring up that this is an example where Jennifer Tilly was triggered because she was upset because Sutton can be very mean and very harsh. And as someone who lived a childhood where people treated me very badly, that would trigger me too. And so I appreciated Jennifer saying, I own it. I apologize. Here's why I reacted this way, which was totally appropriate. And I'm working on doing that. And when she said trigger points, I just felt that was so brave because people, being triggered isn't just being upset. Being triggered is a physiological response that involves neuropathways, neurology, biology, physiology. It is a major thing. And when you're triggered, that's very real. So I loved that she said that, owned that. And she, to me, top tier housewife. I want her to be just like forever.
I know.
Top tier.
And you know what, too? We know that wasn't the first conversation they had about it. That was, you know, and it's probably so much deeper, where they've had a conversation many times about maybe even like Sutton maybe even said to her, I've stopped drinking, you know, part and partial because of how I've acted towards you in the past, and I don't want to do that. Maybe Jennifer has even sat down with her and said,
I don't think that you should be doing this during the afternoon. I mean, I can because I don't lose my shit, but you shouldn't. Sutton, I'm saying this with love.
You know, like there could have been that.
Right. And you know what's so funny? That was the only other thing that I want to mention was Sutton kind of talking about how her alcohol use, you know, Andy was like, do you think you had a problem? And she was like, she wouldn't say that it was a problem. Right.
Kyle was like,
Right. Which, back to my point, is that usually means yes. But she, you know, listen, I worked in inpatient rehab long enough to know when people have unhealthy relationships with alcohol, but sometimes they're just not as comfortable saying, yes, I'm an addict, yes, I'm this, yes, I'm that. But what I appreciate, Sutton was able to say, you know what, it created issues for me. There was an unhealthy relationship. I took a break, and I'm now being more moderate and intentional. And that I 1,000% support.
Yes.
1,000%.
A million applause. And I love that we had that moment for her. I mean, it was great. And then the RA thing, we'll never know because of all the NDAs and all the paperwork that went between the two of them. And so that's that, you know, I mean, that will never come to light.
Never.
The Epstein files in its entirety, unredacted from beginning to end, will come out before we find out what happened between Sutton and Ari. And that's the facts.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, you sure did.
First. Yeah, okay. Amy, this has been so wonderful. My God, we could do this for 10 more hours.
I know. I love talking to you. I love talking to you.
Amazing conversation. Thank you so
great.
much.
Well, everybody, you know, you're listening to our podcast, our collab podcast right now. Our individual podcasts, you can find me, Drama Darling, anywhere you get your podcasts. And of course, if you want ad-free video and all the perks, head on over to patreon.com/Drama Darling. Melissa, how about you?
Yes, and you can find Your Bish Therapist. The podcast is free and available everywhere. But like Amy, I also have a Patreon that is where it's at. It's on and cracking up in there. We do chats, we do Zooms, just like you do. You guys do book club. I mean, we do a lot of fun things. I will post videos there. I'm such a frequent poster. So if you want to go over, check that out. Patreon.com/Your Bish Therapist. And then there's Drama Darling. And we're on each other's Patreons too. It's just a love fest over there. Yeah. So if you want to join the Darling Bish Love Fest, please come over to our Patreons. Yes.
Patreon is actually killing it lately. I'm really enjoying the platform. I joined 3 years ago. I'm coming up on my 3rd year anniversary here at Drama Darling. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, is my 3rd year anniversary. Can you believe it?
I feel like I should sing to you, Amy. Happy birthday.
Darling, please sing it. Darling. Sing it like Luann the Countess.
I can't. I haven't smoked enough during my life to get that voice.
So I'll have to figure out, if I don't get jury duty, then I will be doing something probably special. But if I do, I'll probably postpone it until June. But anyway.
Yes. Please keep us posted, Amy. Good luck, girl. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks for listening, you guys. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.